Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestle Network. So today's video, we're going to be talking about the new setup for SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw. So they changed the arena, the setup stage. It's been completely changed. So you can see the screenshot right here. We have Titus O'Neil, of course, calling out Darren Young. These guys used to be a tag team, but you can see the stage right there. I love this idea. I'm excited that they changed the stage. Very excited. It looks awesome. Monday Night Raw looks phenomenal. The stage. So I'm gonna show you like a screenshot of the ring skirt and the ring post. Alright, so taking a look at the ring skirt, it looks awesome. You can see big casts in the ring right here. And taking a look at the turnbuckles, all in all, we had the boring steel post for a long time. No changes came to that, but finally they came up with a new design. And all in all, it looks pretty awesome. As you can see, it's LED, and it just looks pretty badass to look. And I was saying at SummerSlam, this is a pretty badass setup. I'm hoping they do this for SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw. And what do we get the next following night? We get a new setup for Raw and then SmackDown the next night. And it's looking really good. So Monday Night Raw looks really good. As you can see, that Raw logo, and we all thought that Raw logo looked pretty bad, but seeing it on the bottom of the ring skirt right there, it looks pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie right there. I love the Raw setup. It looks really good. So now we're gonna take a look at the SmackDown Live setup. Of course, I only have one photo. It's from Instagram. There's no torrents on SmackDown, so I can't screenshot anything from that. So we're going to only look at one screenshot of SmackDown Live. So let's talk about SmackDown Live setup. Alright guys, this is the SmackDown Live setup, and honestly, those 10 boxes on each side, altogether, they're 20 boxes. I don't know if that's what it actually looks like, or that's just the design on the LED Titantron they have. If it's gonna look like that, I think that's a pretty ugly design if you ask me. I haven't seen SmackDown yet today, but honestly, if it's like that, I don't like the design. Of course, I'm fine with the top of the Tron and I'm fine with the bottom of the Mini Tron. The ring looks fine. I just don't like those little boxes. But other than that, the SmackDown Live setup looks pretty good. And it's always good to see change in the WWE. You're not seeing the same stuff that's been on television. So I'm glad they went into a new direction and bringing a new setup for the ring. It's pretty good idea. I'm happy with the change. So yeah guys, now we're going to be looking at the new championships that were introduced on SmackDown Live, and going to take a look at that new Monday Night Raw Universal Championship, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. So this is the main belt on Monday Night Raw, and it's called the Universal Championship. Of course, I talked about how I really don't like the name Universal for championship. It's kind of off if you ask me. I don't like this belt design. It's the same exact belt design they had before, and they just put red all over it. Again, I talked about having the belt red and stuff, but they should have came up with a whole different belt. And it would have been fine if it was red. It stands for Monday Night Raw. Of course, you want a red belt. But honestly, my honest opinion, I think they should have came up with a whole different belt. And I think they should have came up with a different name for the championship. So this is not the best belt that I've seen on WWE, but it's not the worst belt. Wait till you guys see the SmackDown Live championships if you guys thought this was a disappointment. Okay guys, this is the new SmackDown Live Women's Championship, and I don't like this at all. Here's my reason. You now have 4 belts that had the same exact look. You got the Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw that is like a pinkish, purplish color. Now this one's blue. Honestly, they should have the World Heavyweight Championship that's on SmackDown Live. This this copy right here should be the SmackDown Live. But again, getting into my conversation, we have four of the same belts, the same designs, but just different colors. I think that's poor thinking by the WWE. They really need to come up with different ideas of creating championships. They can't be of the same belts. It's just terrible thinking. In my honest opinion, I think this is a bad direction for the WWE for their championship belts. The belts all look identical, and it's just very bad. So yeah, guys, definitely tell me what you think about that. And we get one more championship to look at. It's the new Tag Team Championships for SmackDown Live. So let's look at that now. So here's a look at the new Tag Team Championships for SmackDown Live. Again, it looks pretty identical, doesn't it, to Monday Night Raw? The only thing that's different is this belt is silver and the Monday Night Raw belts are bronze. Again, this is very bad thinking and very bad creative team for doing this. I don't understand why they can't design completely different belts from the opposite competitor. You know, these two shows are supposed to go head to head, and yet they have the same championship belts. The women's championship should be different than the men's championship. I know you guys are trying to say you guys are equals like the men, and I completely understand that, but copying their belt, having the same design, it's just bad in general. So hopefully sometime down the line we see some change with these belts. That's the only thing I'm not liking with this whole change from the draft is the new belts that are getting introduced. Honestly, they look terrible and they're pretty identical. Am I right? So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for your news on the new stages for SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw. Introducing some new belts that are really not new. There's the same exact belts, but just a different color. Pretty bad right there. But all in all, pretty decent day with some new setup stages for the WWE. But the belts need to change, man. So yeah, that's going to do it for your wrestling news. As always, this has been the Wrestling Network, and have a good night, guys.